Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a video about the battery on these juiced bikes. If you notice online, you'll see a lot of people complain that this port, where this connector, where the battery connects, I think this is called an XLR connector. A lot of times one of these pins will turn black, or this port will melt from arcing or excessive heat from kind of a poor connection to this port. And in fact, a lot of people will, to prevent that, they'll just leave the battery seated all the time and just charge it when it's on the bike. And that's good to do, but I've been taking the battery on and off the bike since I've owned it for a few months now, and haven't really had any trouble with it. But I did notice a few things about seating the battery that I think are kind of important that may actually help prevent that issue. So the first thing I want to talk about is this battery. These batteries are kind of fragile. The plastic here on the end is fairly fragile, and the plastic end over here is fairly fragile, and that's the port where the battery where it connects to the bike right there. And the other thing to remember about these batteries is they're pretty dangerous. This is like a big bag of chemicals that could catch fire. So try not to drop these things. Carry them very carefully. Extra care when you use these batteries, because they can be very, very dangerous. Okay, so I'll show you the technique that I use to seat the battery that I actually learned from watching a YouTube video from Juiced, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so the thing to remember is this little metal pin right here is what retains the battery against that connector, and here's where it seats into the thing, and there's the connector. So you can even see there's a little bit of damage on this plastic right here where that pin was kind of rubbing against it, and that was from me trying to just shove it in against that pin and hoping that pin would just kind of retract and slip over and snap into here. Well, that can damage this area, and eventually it won't hold as well. So what you want to do, in the way that I saw Juice describe it, is you put the key in here. Okay, so you can see that key pulls that pin back, right? Okay, and then you take the battery and you put this little nub into this little spot right here. Boom, like that. Okay, and then you turn the key to retract that pin. You pull it back a little bit and just push it straight in like that. Kind of goes in at a little bit of diagonal like that. You squeeze it like this to see if there's any play. No play, you pull it out nice and tight. I'll show you one more time. Put the key in, pull it out. Okay, seat the battery in like that. Okay, turn the key to release the pin, pull it back, push it in. And if it doesn't quite go in, just make sure you push it in all the way. But that little bit of momentum helps. Okay, like that, and it's locked in. Done. Okay, and then the other thing I like to do when I'm taking the battery off the bike, well, first thing I like to do is whenever I'm done riding the bike, I turn the key ignition off at the key first, then I turn this battery off. Okay, and then I do the reverse when I start the bike. So I power here, and then I turn the key on. Right, always do that order. And the other thing I like to do is when I remove the battery from the bike, same thing. I release it, pull it out like that. I always inspect this port. I look at it and see if there's anything, make sure it's really shiny in there. I look at this ring, see if it's come loose. Same thing with this. I wiggle it, see if this, because what happens is sometimes this thing will wiggle loose, and then that causes yet another problem. So always inspect this port. And then finally, sometimes I get a little brush or like some canned air here and just blow it out, because dust and stuff could probably get in there, maybe cause an issue with the thing seating properly. So those are my tips for using this Juice battery and seating it, and hope that helps, and good luck to everybody out there with their Juice bikes and their XLR connector, and happy riding.